Hey guys, welcome back to some more Bloons action today. In this video we're going to continue where we left off in a video I made many weeks ago. And I don't know if you guys remember it, but basically in that video, we went into good old sandbox mode and tested the Alchemist, the top path Alchemist, with a bunch of towers just to see exactly how good that Alchemist buff is. Hint, hint, it's pretty good. But more than that, I just wanted to see what towers are really best when combined with the Alchemist. Of course, most of you already know that the answer to that is Ninja, Super Monkey, Buccaneer, Heli Pilots, Druid. But hey, there's nothing wrong with testing the lesser towers just to see how much benefit you get from it, even though it's not that much. So enough talking, we'll get back to the action. I think we left off at the Glue Gunner, so we're just going to do that. Our last primary tower. So I don't think I'm going to get through all of them in this one. Probably not, there's like too many towers, not enough time. Most likely probably just get through the military towers, and then if I remember to make another video of this later, then yeah, we'll do the magic monkeys and the supports, including the farm, yes. So for glue, actually, there's not really much to test, because like, you know, most of their damage comes from the DOT effect, and I don't think the Alchemist makes the DOT effect any stronger, so there's not really any point in testing all the different glues. But with that said, we'll test at least one of them, and I'm gonna try a 3-2-0, and if you're wondering why I'm not going for the Bloons solver, well, I did a quick little test earlier, and it lagged my game to shit when I sent 400 invisible Bloons out. So I'm gonna just do the 3-2-0 just for slightly less lag. Even then, it might still be lagging a little bit, but we should get an accurate enough reading with a 3-2-0 compared to a 5-2-0. It shouldn't really make a difference. Just compare the before and after, and before, a little less than 1k. Now we add a 4-0-0 Alchemist to the mix. Don't quite remember if I did 4-0-0 or 3-0-0 in the other video, but most likely, or I'm pretty sure it was 4-0-0, so let's test after now. Honestly, I don't think it should make too much of a difference. Again, Glue and Alchemist does not synergize that great, and when I say not great, I mean it has about 2x more pops. So if 2x more pops means that's not great, well, I guess that goes to show you how good the Alchemist is, and why it'll eventually be nerfed. So on to another bad synergy, Sniper plus Alchemist. I don't really know what to test for this one, but let's try a, I don't know, a 3-0-2 first. It's kind of similar to the Glue in that their main attack really doesn't benefit at all from the Alchemist, you know, plus X layers, plus X pierce. You get no benefit that way, basically. So with that said, there's not really many types of snipers I can test, aside from, you know, the main sniper's attack, and the bouncing bullets. It's really just those two I can keep a tab on, but take a look at this. Measly 288 pops, but what do you expect? This guy can only pop one balloon at a time. Now for bouncing bullets, 2-3-0. This should do a little better, because of that group bomb power, even though it's not really that much. I think it's 5. 5 balloons it bounces up to with this upgrade. Okay, never mind, it did worse. 168, yes. Very low numbers. And we'll see how much higher these low numbers go up to with a little Alchemist buff. Which, honestly, the only buff the sniper gets from the Alchemist is the attack speed. So you will notice the difference is just not going to be very much. So let's take a look. Back to 3-0-2 Sniper. Previous high was 288, and after, yeah, a measly 341. So definitely the worst by far out of the bunch. That's like a what? 1.2x multiplier? Nothing much else to say here. And for bouncing bullets, I don't know if bouncing bullets gets affected by the Alchemist buff, but let's take a look. Okay, it does look like the bouncing bullets does get affected by the Alchemist buff a lot. Because that's like over 2x now. Might have something to do with the fact that bouncing bullets can pierce, so I guess the extra pierce from the Alchemist helps in that sense. But yeah, that's all tested for the Sniper. Now onto the water towers. And this time we gotta relocate. We've been putting our towers in the corner, but yeah, it's sandbox. We can't use pontoons. Instead, we have to put our water towers in kind of bad spots, but to make it consistent, I'm probably just gonna put all the water towers in the bottom right corner of that lake. And the first sub I'm gonna test is the reactor, yes. Good old nuclear sub. Which sadly doesn't have infinite pierce in this game. it's not as broken as it was back in BTD 5 or Battles, where you didn't have to worry about any balloons below rainbows. But nah, you do have to worry about it this time. So 400 sub, 852 pops before. Let's try with a bottom path, I guess, as well. How about a 003? And let it rip. Again, if you're wondering why I'm sending 400 invisible balloons and not 399 or 999, well, just personal preference, in case you were wondering. So 003, only 204 pops. And what other sub is there? A middle path? Sure. While we're at it, might as well test that. Only up to 030 though. Just because the first strike doesn't really work versus these guys. Let's take a look. And if I recall, yes, this ballistic missile does shoot over walls. It's got basically infinite range. And the tally, 1333. My OCD is happy. Back to nuclear sub, let it rip. Before 850, and after. Be a good one. Oh yeah. 3,200, Jesus Christ. Turned out to be a lot better than I thought. Because I thought that the best sub to be buffed by the Alchemist would be like this sub that I'm going to test right now, 003. Let's see if it can beat 4x, the multiplier. At least close to. Because in case you're not aware, the best towers to put with an Alchemist are towers with lots of projectiles and very low pierce. This sub is one of them, and yeah, my theory proves to be correct, because that's almost 5x of multiplier. So don't sleep on the sub plus Alchemist, folks. How about for our ballistic missile? This should probably do the worst, if you ask me. Explosions with high pierce, not very great with Alchemists, or at least it's good, but you can definitely do better. This one's about a 2.5. Good old Buccaneer. Starting off with everyone's favorite, Destroyer. In my opinion, this is a top 3 combo with the Alchemist. The Destroyer is honestly insane in this game. Like, even without an Alchemist buff. And when you add it on top, well, yeah. Shit gets pretty crazy. So we got a less than 400 for the Destroyer. Does anybody actually use cannon ship in this game? Because I don't. Just because the top path buck is so good, the only reason you're going to go for the middle path is for the ability, and not really for the bomb. But might as well test it anyways, right? Anyways, Cure Flagship 500. This test may be a little inaccurate, or at least slightly off when I'm using the Cure Flagship, just because, you know, these aces are somewhat RNG based, because of their darts flying out in random directions. But it still should give a pretty accurate multiplier, so let's just roll with it. 18k. Yes. It's a lot of damage. And you know the drill now. 400 Alch. Back to the Destroyer. Before was less than 400, and after? Prepare to be wowed. 2100. Anybody want to do math on that? Because based on my math, that's between 5 and 6x, so I'm pretty sure that's the highest multiplier so far out of all the towers we've done. Just insane the value you get from the Alchemist. So yes, do expect a nerf soon. I do believe NinjaQ talked about it, or at least I heard. But anyways, Cannon Ship 704, only a measly 2.5x looks like. And I'm fully expecting this to hit 100k, although probably not. No. Not quite 100k, but 64. So the multiplier isn't as crazy as the Destroyer was, only like 3.5, but again, that's still a lot of value you get, considering you're buying a very, very pricey 5th tier. And now onto the last two. We got Ace and Heli. What is there to test with the Monkey Ace? Well, of course we'll start with the Spectre. Do keep in mind this thing got nerfed, so it only does 5/6 as much damage as before, so before 4.0 this would have been a probably solid 40k, but only 32.5. Only. Sky Shredder? Sure, why not? Sky Shredder. And let's give it Centered Path, just because I want to make it a little consistent. It's a ton of darts, and it's actually surprisingly not doing a lot of damage, although I guess it shouldn't be a surprise, because Sky Shredder is supposed to be good if balloons are all over the map, but when the balloons are concentrated in like one tiny area, well, that's what you get. And yeah, it's kind of hard to top 32.5k if you're looking for a multiplier. It only ends up being about 2x. It's just, again, too hard to get a really good multiplier if your base damage is already that insane. And this one's definitely doing a lot of damage. Again, guys, more darts from one tower equals a lot more benefit from the Alchemist. And this one's close to 3x. Better than Spectre, but overall, alright. And lastly, this one's going to be pretty exciting, because it's probably on the level of the Buccaneer, in my opinion. Mr. Heli Pilots. I'm going to buy Pursuit on pretty much all these guys to make it more consistent. So if we have all the Helis consistently on Pursuits, it means we'll know that it'll be doing a constant amount of damage to these invisible balloons every time. So 200 does 550. And for the next test, well, how about an Apache, which did get buffed this update. But Apache, 7k. Generally going to be seeing a lot of high numbers for towers that have a lot of explosions, just because this test is only with very, very, very hyperclimp balloons. So again, guys, this is not a fully accurate representation of what you'll get in-game. We're just looking at the math. And Comanche, yes, this one's a good one. I'm excited to see this one with the Alchemist, because, again, I showed you guys many, many times how good the Comanche was in combo with that Alch. Still not solid 26k. We got a 200 Heli doing 550 before, and after, let's watch and see. It looks like it's going over 3, it's getting close to 4, and it's almost breaking 4. In fact, just about, if my math is correct. Let's just call it 4x anyways. Don't know about this one, but probably not as high, just because explosions. Explosions hurt the ratio, in case you didn't know. 7k before, I think? I don't know, I haven't been keeping track. Looked to be about 3x, so that's still pretty solid. And lastly, I'm excited for this one, because look at that pop count go up. It's going to clear 100k easily, guys. In fact, we might even hit 150. Not 200, although that would have been nice. If we were on logs, I bet we hit 1 million. But 170k, guys. Basically destroying the competition. That's really all I can say, because I've basically already said everything I need to about this combo in 1,000 of my other videos, so I'm not going to repeat that again. But what I will repeat for each and every video is to smash that like button, because obviously likes mean everything to every YouTuber on the planet. Also, subscribing helps too, because we're kind of close to a milestone, in case you didn't know. So if you haven't subbed yet, please do so, because I'm going to be coming out with a part 3 of this if I don't forget. But of course you guys need to want to see it first. So do let me know if you want to see these magic monkeys in action. If you want to see the goodness. If you want to see that juicy multiplier. But that'll do it for me. Thanks for watching again. And hope you guys have a great day.